running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Sanders again, and I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line.
Third and goal, here's the option left. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up the fourth down. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Does it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Going for it with Sanders. And he's not going to get in. They stopped him at the 1. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
They'll find Williams on the slant.
And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Swift. And taken down just shy of the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll work down inside the 45.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they showed passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So a nice throw there. And, CD, I have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come, and with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays, and the right reads.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 101 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Once again, it's Swift.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
He's got this, complete to Williams. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw, and it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
They'll go with the keeper, and he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Lions drive the entire length of the field, 99 yards for the score.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles now down by a field goal. 1:12 to go. This is only week 1 of the season, folks. Get strapped in as they come up here 1st and 10. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Pass complete, Goddard.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. He's back to throw.
He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll look to throw. Man open left side is Brown.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Hurts trying to hurry up the offense.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down, play, but if they can find the...
They'll start on the ground here on first down. There's the stiff arm.
112 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not a bad idea to start overtime. Feed the hot hand.
And understand that when you're feeding that hot hand, everyone else is pretty much in agreement on it. You know, a team looks at their game and says, all right, who's playing really well? Let them touch the football, and we'll do our job to help him along.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And a fan of the NFL for an opener. You can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
11 yards there and a Lion first down. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of the play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a first throw here in overtime. Open man right side is St. Brown.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
He's got it to Williams.
Down inside the 10.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
That's a nice job right there. Get the ball out to the perimeter, get it to your guy in space. And he's just going to take this, turn upfield, and turn it into a big play in 1st and goal.
Swift. Not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. They're going to look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Looking to throw. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, Parker?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field, very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
So for the Lions, it was a game that could have gone either way, but they get the touchdown in overtime to secure the Week 1 victory.
And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Washington Commanders come to town.
Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gon' give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it. She did it again. A few more tracks and this time she bought friends. Big baby on her way up and showed the stairs to a man's. Now salute the general. TGLX got plans, yeah. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
They don't know what they in for. If we coming like this on the intro, what they here for? If they want the heat, you know who to send for your info. Buy my money like Venmo. If this music don't work out, I know how to get it from my ends low. How you feel though? Cause hey, they can't rock with us. Galaxy ain't no stopping us. They ain't trying to steal my style. I'm feeling like I just shot for. Can't trust them cause they not